Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. You're here at Stay Sick with Kit, and today ladies, I'm going to tell you that truthful secret you've been dying to know as to why a friends with benefits with a guy almost never turns into a relationship. Let's get it. Friends with benefits. So you've had friends with benefits with a guy, or guys. Hey, I'm not here to judge. And you're having a really great time. You get on with them, you have a laugh with them, and you actually really enjoy their company. And the physical chemistry is obviously there. So after doing this for a few weeks or maybe a few months, you start to develop some feelings and attachments towards them. Naturally, you begin to look at them as a potential relationship as opposed to just a friends with benefits. And you think to yourself,
well, we've been spending all this time together and we've actually become really good friends, and we obviously have the physical chemistry, so why wouldn't they want a relationship? I mean, their feelings would have developed like mine, right?
wrong. Guys see the situation very differently. First, we need to establish that guys and girls generally have different intentions when they begin to see someone. Side note, check out my how to find a relationship video where I go into more detail on a guy's first intentions compared to a girl's first intentions and the reasons behind that. But in a nutshell, girls tend to want to have the emotional connection first, whereas guys tend to want to have the physical connection first. And what usually happens when a guy starts seeing a girl is that she makes him have to invest in the emotional before they then have the physical. So then by the time that they've had the physical together, he's already emotionally invested, and that's when it turns into a relationship. However, with a friends with benefits, a guy is already getting what he wants. He hasn't needed to invest in the emotional. Now you might think that if you developed feelings unintentionally, then he probably would have too, unintentionally. Let's have a quick science lesson as to how sex is biologically different between men and women. Trigger warning? Now, without getting too technical or boring, there is a hormone called oxytocin that is released in the woman's body just after she's had sex. It's often referred to as the love hormone or the bonding hormone because it is specifically designed to create emotional and social bonding with that sexual mate. So after having sex with a person enough times, you are more than likely to develop emotional feelings towards them. It's not your fault, ladies. Nature designed you that way. I mean, yes, it is possible to fight against that, but all I'm saying is that it's a natural occurrence, so please don't beat yourself up about it. And besides, developing feelings for someone should always be a beautiful thing, never a bad thing. Now, that's not to say that guys don't get a dose of this oxytocin either, but specifically during sex, women release more of it and are more sensitive to it. That's why you can get guys who have sex with a girl for weeks, maybe even months, and he still doesn't get emotionally attached to her. It's not their fault either, ladies. Nature designed them that way too. Granted, he may feel a bit territorial if he finds out you're involved with someone else, but him getting territorial over you and him developing emotional connection to you are two very different things. Do not get them confused. Now, I'm going to assume that said guy is at least reasonably attractive, otherwise you wouldn't be having sexy times with him on the regular. Did I just use the phrase sexy time? Guys are very logical creatures. They often see things as a cost-reward basis. Hence why more guys today don't want to get married anymore, but that's a different topic. Let me give you this analogy to try and help you understand how a guy sees it. Imagine your phone tariff, right? Let's say your current deal is that you pay £30 a month and you get 10 GB of data. When you came into this deal, you were like, yo, this is a pretty sweet deal. I'm definitely up for this. Then one day, your provider calls you. Hello, Kit speaking. Hey Kit, it's your phone provider. Hope you're well. Look, I just wanted to let you know that everything in terms of payment on your tariff is staying exactly the same, so don't need to worry about that. But I just want to let you know that instead of sending you 10 GB of data, we're going to be giving you 5. Wait, what? The same tariff, but now with restrictions on your data? Why would you accept a worse deal than what you started off with? This is exactly how a guy sees it. Before, he had you, your company, and he was having sex with you while being available to all other sexual opportunities. But now you're asking for things to carry on the same between you both, but for him to now close himself off from other sexual opportunities. To him, he's getting a worse deal than what he started with. And if he's at least reasonably attractive, like we said earlier, he might have one or two other options, so there's no pressure for him to stay on your tariff with these new terms and conditions. Does this all make sense? Now I know what you're thinking.
But Kit, at this point, he'd be happy to restrict himself in that way because we've developed an emotional connection, which is way better anyway.
He hasn't developed an emotional connection. you have. Look ladies, I'm telling you this because I have love for you and I want you to know how to find what you want. But in order to do that, I have to tell you the unfiltered truth no one else will. So, from this point onwards, any guy you get involved with that you want it to be a friends with benefits, make sure you're not actually friends and it stays that way. Which I know contradicts the term friends with benefits. In any guy that you think there might even be an ounce of potential for a relationship, friends with benefits is off the table. I promise you, this is gonna help you massively in the long run. Or we'll all die alone. Have you been in a friends with benefits situation? If you have, how did it end for you? If you took something from this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll make sure to respond to it if you do. And as always, keep it slick.
Pow.